Welcome to About Nothing. I'm your host, Lewis.
I'm Albert.
We are back for another segment this week. And yeah, let's just talk about what's been going on lately in the community.
Back by popular demand.
Back by popular demand. Yeah, we got some pretty good feedback from you guys last week, so hopefully this is gonna just be like a recurrent thing. But yeah,
shout out to all of you who.
Well, yeah, all your guys' comments and your feedback, it was helpful. We're gonna hopefully try to give you guys better sound quality this week. So hopefully the mics are gonna pick up a lot better.
This is for you, Ruben.
Yeah, it's for you, Ruben. And shout out, Ruben. Hopefully we can get you on the podcast. Hopefully soon. Also, I know you guys are gonna get us canceled, but you know it is what it is. we do have a couple of people that we do want to get on the podcast just to kind of give you guys more personal feedback in the community about cars, about modifying, about all that stuff. So some of you guys did complain about like the way that it was like framed. Like I know there was like some it was our first time doing the video, so it's kind of hard to like where we were seating, how the sound was coming out. I know you were able to hear Albert like really clearly, but you couldn't hear me, and that was more due to the fact that
it's by design.
Yeah, it was a complete accident. We were just trying to figure out how the actual recording was gonna happen, but he was closer to the mic, so it kind of just picked up his voice a lot stronger than where I was sitting. So hopefully now, the setup that we have now, it should kind of get this general area, and hopefully it's gonna sound a lot better quality wise. But besides those things, there is some current news or a little bit of small drama happening in the community.
It's been the only news.
Yeah, the only big news all week. Yeah, so this is a kind of topic we want to go over, and unfortunately, due to some random online hate or whatever, the person this happened to unfortunately decided to just completely remove his page.
Back, actually.
Oh, it's back now?
Yeah, it was gone. It's back.
Everything's back?
Yeah, I saw it this morning.
Okay, well, I don't know what's happening then. Sus or not, however you guys want to take it, that's kind of up to you, but we're kind of just going to be here and give you the very limited info that we have.
Yeah, if you haven't heard, FK8 limited edition number 277 was stolen. And this was a full mugen build. I mean, top to bottom mugen build with other nice little goodies and accessories. If you haven't gone on Instagram and seen the profile, it's mugen_USA 277.
But this is everywhere, guys. This is Facebook, Instagram. Yeah. It's on like all the forums. And the big question is, what happened? How did it get stolen? Where are all these parts? Are they in Florida? Because there's some random stuff popping up, LE parts that are, in my opinion, very rare unless there's been... I mean, I'm assuming there has to be at least one or two LEs that have been crashed already. Since
I think so.
There has to be. But this late in the game for parts to just randomly start posting up, especially in the yellow.
Yeah, it's not like you can...
Does the LE have different colors? I don't remember.
No, it's only yellow.
Oh, it's only yellow.
Only yellow.
So yeah, so then...
Phoenix yellow or... Yeah, I think it's Phoenix yellow.
So then the rarity of those parts just coming out is just scarcity then.
And so soon.
And so soon, yeah, coincidentally close to the time of the crime.
Yeah.
But a lot of people asked, how do you think that they actually were able to steal the car? From the very limited info that's out there, apparently the car was stolen from his house, right?
The guy lived in an apartment complex, and I guess the parking structure was below the complex, and somehow they broke in to the complex, broke into the car, and took the car. But the crazy thing is that the guy posted about it. I believe his name is Miguel, and we were going to have him on the podcast.
Yeah, but for some reason...
He had agreed to get on, and we were just trying to figure out dates, and I don't know, he hasn't answered back. I think it's all due to the hate.
Yeah, that he's getting, which some people are saying that it's an insurance scam. Some people are saying that, because I think there was something going on with the GoFundMe that his sister had made, because...
Yeah, it's because, basically the car got stolen. He posted about it. It was found, I think, a week later. And then I guess his sister knows how much effort he put into the car, and she created a GoFundMe page for him.
Yeah, unrelated to him.
Unrelated to him, and then he started getting negative feedback.
Saying that he's trying to take people's money because of
why would somebody fund? Like, I saw some comments, because I was reading through the comments in prep for him. People were saying, like, that's like, why would you want me to fund your hobby? And just negative stuff like, this smells like insurance scam and stuff like that. Which, I mean, again, we're not here to judge that. We just wanted to talk about it and
what's
give him
going
a
on
platform.
in the community. Yeah, exactly.
Because he was devastated. I guess he's from up north, like the Bay. And
I think Oakland, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of thefts have
we
been
really wanted to give him like a space where he could give his side of the story and, you know, kind of see how he thinks it happened, because
like fill in the gap.
Yeah, fill in the gaps of the story that people don't know. But, you know, unfortunately, hopefully one day we may be able to come back to this topic. But from what I think how it got stolen is there's only a very few limited ways. One, if they do it how they do the Hellcats, where they use an antenna and they get the signal. But if he's saying that it was under the parking structure, that's very hard, because there's a lot of concrete walls. There's a lot of, and depending where he lives, you know, it's kind of hard to say how they did that part, you know, especially if it's under. That's new information to me. I didn't know that it was under. I thought it was like his guy's house or something, you know.
That's what I thought. I thought they probably stole it from his garage, because he said, like, they must have known when he was coming and going. You know, because they must have known, because obviously they knew when he was home. I don't know if he had a secondary car or not. Again, this is why, Miguel, we would have loved to have had you on the pod today if you are watching. We would have loved to have you on just to kind of just talk about it and set. Not that you have to set the record straight, because that's one thing I think I mentioned to you. Like, I don't believe you need to explain yourself to anybody.
Yeah, I know.
Especially when your property was stolen. I don't think you need to express anything. I guess the space we wanted to give was because since it's happening so much in your area and you felt like the cops weren't doing anything about it, I felt like this was a good arena. Sure. However small or big we got was for you to talk about it and maybe spread it out like that way, so people can know more about it.
That, and so it doesn't happen to someone else.
Exactly.
Especially if, let's say, it is a mistake that by chance he did make. Like, he left the key inside the car, or maybe he left it like in his secondary car, and that's how they got the signal. You know, possibly. Who knows how they took it? I mean, someone could have just came with a tow truck and took it. You know, at the end of the day.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so
who knows?
I think though, you know. It's probably a technician, a Honda technician, because if you have the Honda computer, you can reprogram a key like in minutes, and that has nothing to do with, you know, taking the keys to the signal. That you can do that if you have the software, which from looking at the pictures, they stripped this car good.
Bones.
And it looked like they stripped it professionally.
They put it back to stock.
They stripped the car very well.
Yeah.
And everything front end, the hatch. The weird thing is that they left the cage. So I don't know if the cage maybe was welded in, and that's why they couldn't remove it.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? That's kind of like a hard.
I mean, there was just so much
stuff.
Like, people are freaking eagle eye on Instagram. I mean, people were like saying like, oh, this is an inside job, because if you were stripping the car, you would have just cut the lines. They actually took the time to
remove
take
everything.
Connectors off, and like, if you look at the pictures, the connectors are not cut. They've been removed. So literally, wherever they stripped it, they had time, which seems like a garage somewhere enclosed, and then not to mention,
someone knew what they were doing.
Exactly, they knew what they were doing. Number one, they had to have known what they were doing. Number two, it had to have been somewhere enclosed, and it had to have been someone that knew what's up with disassembling a car, because they
for
took
sure.
it surgically.
Especially like with a F05. No, not that one. An FK8. I'm sorry, I'm so like wired F05 right now. So much F05 still going on. You know, later topics. But the FK8 and it being an LE, like the rarity of the part, you know, that motor's hot. That transmission's hot. Those VIN numbers are going to be pretty hot.
You can be able to find that.
But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of unfortunate that we couldn't get to his interview, but like I said, it is what it is. And
yeah, so Miguel, again, if you want to hop on the pod, I know Lewis tried to reach out to you. I reached out to you. We actually communicated. If you want, you know, hit us up. We'll figure it out how to do it logistically, and we'll get you on, and we can just talk about it. again, we're not here to judge, or we're not here to kind of point the finger. We just wanted to inform, the community of what's happening. And just in retro, you know, guys, take care of your shit. Literally, take care of it. I mean, I think I saw one comment that really made a lot of sense is we love to post the things we do to our cars. We love to post, what we're doing, where we're at. But the one thing we never know is who's watching what we're posting.
Yeah, that's true.
So make sure, again, I am guilty of it, but there's times that I really make an effort to not videotape my license plate, like my house, If I do record something, it's like kind of like really not giving you a lot of view.
Info, yeah.
And again, I don't think that anybody's going to come and get anything, but there are a lot of shady fools out there, so just watch yourself at all times. I mean, there's a lot of haters and there's a lot of people that just want your shit, man. So just literally, guys, look around, I think a good thing that some people do is they don't post when they're there. They post after they left.
Yeah.
So that way you're one step ahead, guys.
See, and that's kind of the hard part for us too. Is like when we post stuff, like we're in the meet, we're in an event, So that kind of gets a little bit tough to do. But I did have another little segment. So after, hopefully we can get him on the show, but we'll see. Hopefully. So the next topic I kind of want to get into is that I gotten a lot of questions about the L15 swap. How is it? Is it viable? Where's our L15 swap? Are we going to take it to meets? Stuff like that. So this is going to be like a little bit longer of the section, but this all started because obviously, background, our shop, when we really started back in late 2018, right? Yeah, it's been that long. It's crazy. But late 2018, right? Our primary demographic was L15s, which is all the Civics.
10 gen.
Yeah. So it would be like SIs, non-SIs, hatchbacks. We at the time, Type Rs were still pretty rare because
sprinkling.
Because I think they were more rare than the F05s right now. At the point where we were, so a lot of people were barely buying them, barely modifying them. Coincidentally, that's how I met Albert, because of FK8 stuff, and that's a funny story. One day we'll talk about how we met, but I was shitting him the whole day, but yeah, I mean that was our bread and butter at the end of the day is still 1.5s, and a lot of these guys that we build cars for, they're drag racing them, they're tracking them, because it's a good platform. You saw Honda Racing, like their 1.5 is winning their classes. They're killing it out there. With the small engine, and that doesn't mean because you have a small motor that it's not a good platform overall. Because bang for the buck, mods to money, it's there. For the
power to weight.
Yeah, the power to weight every so.
Well, depending on what you're putting it into.
Well, I mean, I'm saying in general, like tension.
Oh, the car.
Yeah, the car in general. I mean, the tension in general, like it's one of the most sold Hondas ever, the most modified Hondas ever. Like there's so much support for it. Every which way you look, there's support. Even HKS has support for the fucking car, which is weird, So
we made it.
Yeah, we made it up to the JDM world, right? So our and then obviously over the years, I've collected a lot of spare stuff, stuff that from our builds, from our built motors, from, spare parts from our cars when we would build them, and then we'd take them off and we'll go back to stock, or we'll go a different route, or we'll drag race for a little bit, and we'll track for a little bit. A lot of stuff piles up over the years, right? So we had a crazy idea to just kind of, why don't we just throw an L15 into a 90s chassis? Which we're not the first to do it. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. Right now, currently though, we were the only ones in California to do a 90s L15 swap. Successfully running, driving, tracked, everything. The proof of concept has been completely already, proven. I believe the first person to do it was, I think he's an employee at Hasport. but they're in Arizona. I know that for sure. They're somewhere in Arizona, and they were the first ones to do it. And they did it into a coupe, like same as mine. And obviously, with the support of Hasport, they were able to make the mounts, the axles, and he also does wiring, I believe, if I remember right. I remember I talked with him one time, and he does like wiring professionally. So that's that's good to have, especially in that type of swap.
Right.
But basically, when I was seeing the swaps out there with people doing it, 'cause there was a couple guys in Canada, there was a couple guys like in Washington and other states that were doing it. I just felt that the cars were good and everything, but I just felt that our shop could put our touch on it. Our like, our specific way of putting things together, because I like that like OEM plus look, but at the end of the day we can make power, which our little L15 swap in that 90s chassis made 300 foot-pounds of torque and 300 horsepower. And everything was being run on a stock ECU with Honda. And Honda was a big help to us with this. And it was kind of like a co-build at the end of the day, because without them, we could have never have turned the car on. We could have never have been able to drive it.
Yeah, they helped out a lot.
They helped out a lot. And, they kind of scratched our back, and we helped them with a lot of data that they were able to use to, because what they wanted was they wanted a car that could, a proof of concept, that it could work, that it could, everything's done, ready to go. And then they could do the software so that it can basically make a turnkey race car.
Yeah, but they wanted also it to pass carb.
Yeah, so the carb thing was going to be for their car.
For theirs.
That's what they were testing in. So they have I believe it's like a 2013 or 2014 CRZ, which is originally, I think it's like a 1.6 hybrid.
It's a hybrid, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 1.6 hybrid, if I believe. I may be wrong. But for sure it's a hybrid. And that car doesn't really have a lot of horsepower. I think it's maybe like 100, 120 probably.
This is the commuter, I believe.
Yeah, it has like 44 mpg, which is really good.
It's like the new version of the CRX.
Yeah, pretty much. So their biggest struggle was they wanted to get it carb legal, which now, moving to 2014, now it's the whole completely done. It's carb legal. They have a way to be able to just swap an L15 into basically anything. And luckily, our car was able to help with some of those things. The data that they collected, I hope they used to like put it towards that build. But the L15 is basically, I think for the future, it's going to replace the K series eventually. I'm not going to say it right now because it's not. Because K series is everywhere right now. You can get it out of anything. You can go to a junkyard and pull one out. Like, there's a lot of them. Because they were made for so long. They were made for at least, 20 years? Easy?
This is like equivalent to when people first started putting Ks into.
Yeah, exactly.
So people were probably like,
but the same
why
thing,
are you spending that kind of money?
Yeah, it's not worth it. The motor's not good. Yeah, everything the same.
Why not
exactly.
just do a B18 or da-da-da, and then here you go. It's kind of similar to back in my day in the 90s when people were putting H22s. Those were coming out of the Prelude engines, Prelude cars.
Yeah.
And literally people were like, that's expensive, why? And at the time, we didn't have the glory of like, oh, just order the mounts from Hasport. It was like, basically people were cutting frames and re-welding stuff and doing all that. And literally, I saw an H22 in a CRX. Imagine that displacement.
Huge motor,
that thing. But again, this is equivalent to that. So for reference, that's kind of what Lewis is probably trying to portray across here. Like, this isn't going to take over anything anytime soon, but then in the future, I think there will be a need for it when cost of that engine goes down, the more availability, all that is, and like he said a moment ago, the L15, well actually the 10th gen Civic was one of the most sold.
Yeah, and then if you think about it like years wise, we're already going on year 9 of the car, the L15 being produced. And it's going for 10 years in the next year. So 10 years of the same motor being made. There's going to be a lot of them.
And not only in in a 10 gen.
No, you can get them out of a CRV, you can get them out of an Accord, you can get them out of the 11 gens, you can get it out of the Integra, you can get it out of the SI.
Different tranny variations.
Yeah, you can get there's a lot of options. You can get them out of the hatchbacks, like, there's a lot. There's a
what
lot.
I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for the Frankenstein motor when they
They do
I don't know if it'll work, but
the Accord head with the SI block.
You know what
yeah,
I'm
you
saying?
can do that. We do that all the time.
Like, well, no, what I'm trying to say is, you know how before there was the Frankenstein, right, where you would do the B18 with the B16 head.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm waiting for something like that to come around.
Here's the thing: is we do that. We do that because on the 10 gens, for most of our customers now, if they come with a blown motor, if they're going back to like let's say a stock equivalent engine, like they're not building it, right? You just want a stock motor again. We don't go 10 gen no more. We do 11 gen bottom end.
Yeah, of course, you want that.
Because the 11 gen bottom end has a bigger rod bearing. So
Yeah.
now we just upgrade them that because they cost the same. They don't cost any difference in price. Well, no, they
I'm
know.
just
They
kidding.
know. They know.
Just kidding.
They don't cost no difference in price. You know, so.
So anyway.
But yeah, but back to what we were saying is that's not gonna go anywhere. Like the K series is gonna stay where it's at. Right now, K series is king right now. So there's so many of them. But as you guys are gonna be seeing pretty soon, prices are gonna keep going up. They're gonna keep going up. Same thing with B series. B series is so expensive, and trust me, because right now we ended up taking our L15 out of our car.
But wait, how did it do on the track? Give us that.
So the L15 swap on the track, right? After we downed it, suspension wise, we did everything PCI. We did S3 coils, and that car ripped. But it's definitely a lot of power for the weight, and it probably needed to be dialed down a little bit. But it's on the street and everything. That car is crazy how much torque it gives you, how much instant, acceleration you get out of the car, and because it is a 6-speed.
It did surprise me.
Yeah, so it's pretty.
It did surprise me.
It's pretty quick, and I to the car at 300. I raced a car, an FK8 that was around 440, and we were pretty much neck and neck the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Until like that the gear ratios ran out.
Yeah.
Because obviously with the FK8 it has a higher top end. Well, it can go further in the mile an hour, but it's definitely a swap that is going to take over, eventually. So basically, we ended up taking our L15 out due to the fact that we want to do a different endeavor, and I'm not saying we're not going to do it because we actually do have plans to do another one, but this time we're going to document the whole thing. The first one that I did, like I told Albert when I was doing it, I was like, I kind of just want this to be for me.
I wanted it for you guys. Serious. I wanted it for him.
I wanted it for me because I didn't want to show the stuff that I had to go through to do it. I wanted to figure out what exactly I needed to do to make it possible for someone to do it later in the future. Which, in fact, I ended up doing a build collaboration with Rob from Track Tough. Shout out Track Tough. They make some good billet parts for a lot of these custom dudes. They make swirl pods, they make oil relocators, they make a lot of cool goodies that you guys can use. They make L15 stuff, they make K20C1 stuff that you guys should look into if you guys are like some hardcore track guys. So,
but don't waste this time.
Yeah, don't waste his time. He's a very busy guy.
Yeah.
But he basically had I believe it was like a 99 or a 2000 DB8, which is a 4-door Integra. And we kind of talked about it for back and forth for a while. And he's like, I want an L15 swap. And at first, the game plan was I was going to source everything for him, and we were going to build him a car from scratch. But because of some other endeavors, we kind of decided that, you know what? I have an entire swap coming out. Would you want to do a collab build, and then we'll build you the car, and you're going to have your L15 swap way closer than the time frame we expected prior. We kind of talked about it, and he agreed, and we started. The entire build time for that car was 2 days. 1 day to take the swap out of the other car, and another day to install everything into the other car. So that basically, if you think about it, we had the whole wiring and everything already figured out. Everything was ready to go, so where we could just get a car, put it into another car, and it was turnkey. And with Hondata, that made all that possible, because now you have the accessibility of just turning a car on and off, you know. And the car was push start, and it had like full E85 compatibility. You had no
not push start. Push start.
Yeah, push start. So you don't have to do any of that. And the car itself, same thing, 300 foot-pounds of and 300 horsepower. So the L15 swap is gonna be back, but this time we are gonna do an in-depth, basically build process with it. The car we're currently building is just a B16A, which is an SIR motor, and it just has everything stock. It just has some headers and a spoon intake, and that's it. You know, the car's gonna be a complete OEM plus look. I did just basically the full suspension as we had in the other chassis, and we're gonna just track that, and then we're gonna see the big differences between having power and then having a car that makes half the power.
We'll see how that works.
And we'll see how that goes.
That's gonna be cool though.
The car itself, though, as of last night, is turned on. It's running, and we don't see any major leaks, anything like that. So by next week, we should have the car. Basically, has to go to smog, and then it has to get registered, and we'll basically be able to take it to meets, show it to you guys for a little bit, and then maybe down the line by summer, I'm gonna put an L15 again into the car, and then we're going to really jump into that. Future plans too is we are hopefully in the process of getting an additional F05 to wreck it on the track, which he kind of really just says no to that. But the hard part, like I tell him, is like, look, when we go out there, it's like I only really drive the car like 70 or 80% of its real driving, because he's seen how I drive, and I know how he is, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna drive the Alpha 5 like that, because
you can't guarantee me you won't get off track.
Yeah, that's what he doesn't want. He doesn't want me to get off track.
Yeah,
but like we say,
it's not the motto to go out and run the car. And I run the car to go and have fun and just leisure. I'm Mr. Leisure, want to go have fun, and yeah, maybe get a little competitive with time if we're with the boys, but literally not going out to wreck the car. Mr. Hired Gun here, he goes out like I'm ripping the tires off the car. We're gonna put a new clutch in by the end of this track session. Nah. He's going out for time.
Yeah.
I'm just going out to have a good time, and just if we do put anything on the car to test out, make sure it works, like how it feels, what's the difference. But Lewis is out there to go compete with Dye and all the guys from all the track stuff. That he's ready to go.
No.
He's ready to go.
Not with Dye, relax. Not even that fast. But I don't want to drive the car and wreck it, because at the end of the day, it's just like we do use that car for marketing and for installation and stuff like that. So it's like it's kind of hard to like wreck a car that is in exchange giving you guys content, giving us the ability to put parts on it. So it's kind of hard to just go out there and just smash it, because I am the person to like take the candy cone all around like on the edge, and he's another one. He tried that one time. He wrecked the wheel.
That's why he is.
I've never wrecked the wheel though. I don't know what he was doing.
Oh God. That's why Lewis is the Edge Master. Now you know why we call him the Edge Master. 4 county, 3 state running champ so far.
So I mean, I am that type of person that will try to get as close to the especially like in streets. He hates streets. I think streets is good for testing, because it really gives you that technicality of the car. It gives you the how much you can actually turn, how much you can spin out. But yeah, I mean the car itself. I mean,
I just think the R likes to go fast, like to be in the upper band range of the car.
But it can do small tricks.
Yeah, it can. I just feel like
you have more fun.
The car shows itself at like Big Willow
or Chuckwalla.
We haven't done Button Willow yet, but I think it shines there rather than at the smaller tracks where it lives down in the lower RPM area.
It's more of a circuit car, like a big circuit car.
I think so. I think so. I mean, again, look, it was tested at Nuremberg. It tested at Suzuka Circuit. You know, like
Yeah.
those are all. Well, Suzuka Circuit's pretty small, but
Yeah, some pretty big streets.
yeah.
But,
Anyway,
but like I said, the F05, that's hopefully in the cards pretty soon. You guys will hopefully enjoy another car that we can just wreck. I know we get a lot of questions about track videos. Trust me, guys, we want to give you guys track videos. It's just recently this year, it's been a lot of testing for us.
I think we covered that though.
Did we?
We told everybody. We just want something more engaging.
Yeah, it's like we can't give you a video, and then some of our videos are just like bad footage.
It's bad footage, but at the same time, we're testing things that aren't released out to the public, and we can't talk about it.
Yeah.
We literally have NDNAs. Oh, is that how you say it?
MDAs, that's like
ND, what is it?
Non-disclosure
Non-disclosure agreements, and we can't talk about it. And our fear is that we're recording and it shows something, and we just
And something almost happened like
Yeah,
a couple months ago that we were like, oh shit, good thing we didn't.
It's just we have relationships with people,
Yeah.
and we're not trying to ruin friendships and relationships primarily. So we just respect all that. I mean, honestly, we respect all that. So the car has had a lot of R&D stuff, whether it be different companies or even stuff that he wants to do to the car, and we just don't want to disclose that. So honestly, it would be boring of him and I just in a cockpit running the car.
Yeah, because when we're driving in the car, we're like, okay, you feel that?
We can't show you the engine bay. We can't talk about if we have an issue or not. We can't say, oh, it's running better. It's not. Like, we can't show you any of that. So it just sucks.
Because it's telling you, like, when you R&D, there's issues. It's like, it's not all just, oh, here's the stuff. It's all 100% ready to go.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's definitely one of those like, I always try to tell people too, it's like being sponsored by companies is not always the greatest thing, because there is a lot of, like, how many events have we ruined? Track days that we're just like, we drive 2 hours and then we're like, well, we gotta go home.
Yeah, low key. We've done like one full session, and then the next session he's gonna go out and drive it, and then he comes back in. I'm like, what'd you do now? And he's like,
no. But see, like, here's what happens. Like, he drives it a certain way, and then he's like, all right, I let him go do the first couple sessions, and he comes back, and I was like, okay, now he tells me, you drive it now, because it's like, he's like, I tell him, I guarantee you, if I drive the car, it's gonna do what we're looking for. You know, whatever scenario we're looking for, right? And guaranteed, I have a different way of driving.
Breaks it.
Yeah, the car doesn't like me, bro.
No, it doesn't.
Like
it knows.
It knows, and it's gonna get hurt when she's hurt.
Yeah, but anywho, going back to what you're saying about the shop, we went off track. Yeah. Literally. See, he goes off track.
It's about nothing. We're just talking. Right?
No. I know. Giving the correlation of how you go off track.
Yeah, I go off track. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, with the shop stuff, I mean, yeah, if you guys noticed, the shop, we did change names, and you know, that has nothing to do with the company, with VCD, nothing. It was just because we are trying to grow, and we are trying to put our footprint more on online sales, stuff like that. This year and the next couple following years, we are going to be focusing a lot on trying to do more production, which I don't know if you guys follow us. We do a lot of stuff currently for the Accords, which there's a lot of products that are lacking in that certain platform. So we're going to try to fill in that void, which it being with manufacturing, with designing stuff, testing stuff. We just came out with the radiator, with building with CSF. They don't think there's a market for it yet, which I can see that, you know, there's not enough people demand, or maybe they don't see enough people post about it that they need this, or, you know. So what we ended up doing was we got a CSF course, which would be the same course sizing as the F05, and what we're doing is we're modifying them so they can fit into the Accord properly, with minimal modification to your actual car. You know, so that's kind of what we just did, and we sold out of that in the first day. Less than 24 hours, they sold out, which it kind of shows that there is a market.
Yeah.
The next thing we're coming out for the Accord was going to be an oil cooler, which we already have the full CSF core. We already have the designs for it, which sandwich plate we're going to use. And the data for the Accord is at 210 is normal operating temperature, and under full load, under the new radiator under full load, we're at 165, which is a huge difference in cooling. And for someone who's like, well, what does that matter? Well, it matters a lot because the turbo isn't going to get us hot anymore. It's going to be staying cool longer. You're going to be able to stay under boost longer. The engine's going to stay a lot colder.
It's going to be happier.
It's going to be a lot happier. You're going to be able to keep that. So just with that, that's already one big plus for the community, FO5 stuff,
it's moving slow.
It's moving a little bit slower because there's a lot of companies that already have stuff out. Like we have a bunch of FO5 CSF radios that are just sitting because everyone already used to the PWR one, which it's fine. They're gonna sit and eventually they're gonna move. But the next thing we kind of want to develop is an oil cooler specifically for the FO5. I know like we already installed the Hell Performance one, which it's honestly really good how the way that they mount the brackets and all that stuff. Our designs are going to be a lot more like track focused.
That video's coming out this Thursday.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that. So, like I said, it works very well. There's no complaints about it. Quality is great. So we just want to add another option out there. Our design is not going to be anything like the Hell one. So don't think that we installed it just to get designs because we're not. It's not going to be nowhere where that one is. It's not going to mount anywhere similarly.
It's completely different core.
The cores are going to be different. We're going to do a CSF 8-row double, compared to the Hell one, which is like a single 10, right?
I think it's a single 16, somewhere in there. Is it?
No, it's small. It's like this thing.
Yeah.
It has to be an 8 or a 10. Because a 16 is like this.
Okay. So somewhere in there, but it's single row.
Single row, but it's like a 10, I think, if I remember right, if I counted right. But like I said, we are just going to do a different approach, and you guys are going to have different options. And that's kind of why we decided to change our complete format for the business. And eventually, like I said, we probably won't work on cars anymore. We eventually would just focus on product development, sales. We'll still post our videos, our vlogs, our, building different cars throughout the years, and hopefully you guys can enjoy it and we can make new stuff for you guys, because I feel like working on cars is one thing, and then being able to give you guys the tools to be better drivers, have more fun with the car is more important than building one or two, people that are in our area that can have the luxury of coming to us, because I know a lot of you guys aren't in the state, aren't near us, and that's kind of tough. So yeah, I mean that's basically the shop, the L15 swap. It will come back, but I mean it's catching on. Exceed, they're up next. They're doing an L15 swap in Japan.
I think when we go when we go in like April or May,
you're gonna pass by.
We're gonna stop by, talk to Yasu.
And then there's a lot of companies building the wiring harnesses now, which will be even easier to do the swap. Which
I think Rywire is getting into it.
Rywire is getting into it. We've been working directly with JDI, which is they make a lot of like security stuff for B series, Hellcats, stuff like that. We currently only Hellcats, right? Because they get stolen so much. But they make a lot of stuff like that. They make push to start conversions. They do a lot of wiring. So they're doing an L15 swap. So that's going to be like a huge leap for the swap. So if you really see like what's happening with these new generations, like they're really like leaping forward really quickly compared to like B's and K's where people were barely making stuff.
Technology.
Because like with K series, they're still making stuff for K series, and it's like 15, 20 years later. Stuff is still being developed. The other thing we want to talk about too is the RFO5. What's new? What's coming up? What have we done? If you guys don't keep up to date with our videos, I mean that would be the easiest way to kind of find out. But it is basically just at this point we're kind of almost at the end of the road with the build, right? I mean, what else can we really do?
I mean, we hit the ground running.
Yeah, as soon as we got it, like next day, taking it apart.
I can't believe we did that. And remember when I got it, I said, "This one's not going to be as crazy as the other one." Yeah.
Hey, remember the comments we were getting? They were like, who would do this to a brand new car? And I was like, why would you do this? And I was like, because we can.
Because we can.
Yeah, because we can. And coincidentally, because we did that expansion tank right off the bat, that ended up being a long-term issue.
Yeah.
With the car.
Yeah.
So it's like, We told you. Told you so. You know.
That we honestly did the PRL inlet pipe first.
Oh, I'm
gonna say we did it first, but literally.
Nah, we did do it first because dude, it was like within the next day.
Yeah, we found out that you could use the FK8. Again, it's not the same as far as like.
I mean, it just has 2 tabs. That's it. That's only different.
Yeah, and I guess now PRL obviously will have the what's it called, the hose.
Like the stage 1 hose or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, if Spoon ran for all the years, they still use the
OEM.
the OEM hose with just a little Kevlar piece. I'm pretty sure that we can do it too. So anywho, but yeah, I mean the FO5 has hit the ground running since the very, very beginning. That's the shop dog here protecting.
Yeah, relax.
But yeah, I mean we've hit the ground running with the FL5, and like Lewis said, it's coming to a stop, not because we don't want to do more to it, but because I had a budget in mind. I had a budget and a certain thing to it.
But I think realistically though, like what else can we really do? I mean, we could do more, but what I'm saying is,
I mean, we could do more, but again, we've done so much to it that I think right now we need to
focus on driving.
Start to enjoy the car for what it's got, and then try and maybe figure out what else it might need or doesn't need. Because I mean, like I said to you guys before, when I went to Spoon, I spoke to Jamoto and I explained to him what I had in the car. And I mean, I think we're pretty set. I mean, the FL5 right now is pretty set to rip how it is, you know. I know I want a Spoon exhaust. I want a Spoon wing.
Yeah,
I know I want those. But again, like I said, budget. I mean, just in lip, wing, and exhaust, we're gonna be looking at like $15K. Right there, give or take, right? Because I mean, I don't know how much the lip is gonna be.
For someone to come and steal it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stop. Yeah, but yeah, like the lip will probably be like 3K, 4K.
Yeah, the exhaust is 4,200.
The exhaust is 4K. The wing for sure we're gonna be looking at 4K plus.
Easy, yeah.
You know, and then that hood dam probably another $1,000 knowing Spoon.
Easy, yeah.
So right then and there, dude, you're already at like 15K. So literally, I mean, for that, I'll take that 15K, guys, and I'll go put it down and get something else.
Yeah.
At that point. So I think I just want to enjoy the car.
Finding
right
about
now.
that EK9 you always talking about.
I know. I have been low-key looking at imports. But, you know, just stuff like that. So literally, I think we need to enjoy the car, give the content, you know, as far as track video days and stuff like that, and really push what we have on it to its limit, right? When Lewis is in the car. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see where we go with it. But yeah, I think it's coming because, I mean, the next video after the oil cooler, guys, of course, we're going to have a few more Japan vlogs. Really appreciate that, too. You guys watching and giving comments. Like, it's pretty cool. I didn't think that it was going to really make sense, me putting a vlog together because I've never done it.
It's kind of hard, right?
It is a lot of work.
Yeah,
like, low-key, like PK, you know, I don't know how you do it. It's like a lot of work. But, you know, even like to like the other vloggers like TJ and like Joey and all those fools, like it's a lot of work. Like damn, dude, like anyway, it's a lot of work. But yeah, I think the next thing will be the seat that we're gonna put in, and then after the seat video, I think that's when we'll cool off a little bit.
It'd be a lot more just track stuff.
Yeah, and then just drive the car, track it, do certain things. And
what we do want to do too is like just individual review videos.
Yeah, we're gonna circle back. And because again, we hear you guys, right? We hear you guys with the comments about, you know, please tell us how it did or this and that. Like, yeah, we just don't have viable data because we haven't had the car enough out on the track, you know, because we've been testing certain things. But yeah, we are going to give you guys reviews on the radiator, the oil cooler, S3 suspension, all the Spoon goodies, even the MagnaFlow exhaust, you know, the seat. You know, a steering wheel, like all the stuff we've done to the car, like the battery, like and we're gonna give you what probably a lot of people don't do is I'm gonna say the truth, whether the battery was good or bad, whether this was good or bad, because a lot of parts people haven't given them to us. We've had to buy them, you know, and like let's say with Honda, we have a relationship, you know, and I mean, we're still working on certain things, but literally, you know, we will give you a review. we'll give you a review whether it's worth it or not. I mean, I'm not gonna be biased towards certain things. Again, we have obligations and whatnot, but I'm honestly gonna give you the parts that we bought. I'm gonna give you my honest review on it because I don't want you to waste the money. First of all, if you don't need it.
You want to talk about Integra?
They didn't give us anything.
Oh, we can get that right now after this. We'll talk about it.
No, that's gonna be another video.
A whole other video?
That's a whole nother video. But anyways, yeah, I mean that's kind of like the plans for the FL5. I mean, we're just gonna keep it at where it's at. Just keep driving it, pushing it a little bit harder, and hopefully we get, we squeeze the juice out of it, and we get what we're looking for, and we give you guys that content. That way you guys can enjoy it. And if you guys are interested in FL5s, or you want Lewis to work on your FL5, or even if you want to do it yourself, I mean, hopefully we can do that. And I mean, I know that I had told Lewis, like, our goal is to inform you guys on everything, but at the same time, I personally want to bring in more FL5 owners and, FK8s.
Yeah, the FK market's there. Like, we do so many FK8s now, it's kind of...
Yeah, so we want to bring people that have the cars and be able to talk to us about
the other thing I was going to tell you about, too, is, like, I kind of want to do, like, a meet, like an FL5 meet. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people will look at the FL5 and they're like, oh, I've seen this. Like, I know you guys from... It was weird. You remember we went to Honda and, like, we were rather like, hey, I was like, I know you guys.
That's pretty weird. But shout out to you guys. We appreciate that support. Trust me, we do appreciate the support.
Yeah, we just randomly see, we were like, oh, okay. I was like...
and it's kind of weird because we're doing it because we love to do what we're doing. We love to inform everybody. But yeah, when you guys come up to us, you're like, hey, what's up? I know you. I've seen all your videos. I'm like,
okay.
Oh, damn, thanks. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but I appreciate it, dude. Like,
yeah. It's just a trip for us because we're like, what the hell? It happens all the time, though. It's been happening for years, but it just kind of... Cool. Still, you never get used to that.
Yeah, they always bring up the trusty labor assistant. Remember when I had the FK8?
Where's the trusty labor assistant? Oh, the free trusty labor.
Yeah, where's the trusty free labor assistant? That's Morris. Yeah, people would be like, hey, I know him. And yeah, they would recognize him. Maybe the hair.
I think it's the hair, yeah. He's the only one with that mop.
Yeah, right?
But yeah, I mean, like we said, basically... That's kind of just going to run down on the FL5. I mean, I know a lot of people were asking for our Integra. They were asking about wheel spec and how that car was set up, which is kind of weird because I feel like the Integra was just kind of one of those, like, we built it, we tracked it, we did track it like a couple events on, like 3-4 events. Mm-hmm. And it was fun. It was like a really good car, like overall. Like, I enjoyed it a lot. Like, it was nice. It was spacious. It had a good power, for it being a 1.5. But, I ended up, I'll give you guys a rundown of what I did, like, off the bat. So that car, primarily, I got it because I was testing stuff for RV6, which we still have a good relationship with RV6, and...
Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them. They have some crazy good parts, man. We run their turbo on the FL5 still to this day, and...
But that bypass valve?
Yeah, and their bypass valve. That's
Make sure if you're going to upgrade to that turbo, you get it.
Yeah, because there's some problem with, like, the stock one where, like, it implodes or something.
And nothing that their turbo does. It's just
the stock one
reaches its limitations. It's plastic.
Yeah,
it's all billet. It's made to push. Spend the extra money, guys. Guaranteed. But anyways, Lewis had done quite a bit to it, huh? Like, for the early stages of that platform, you kind of jumped.
Yeah, and I just feel like I didn't really market it very well because there was a lot of people that were like, but that market's really weird too because it's like. I don't know if there's a lot of...
It's inaccurate.
No, well, because it's the same thing for, like, the SI. Like, everything that fits that car would fit the SI. But I don't really see a lot of, like, 10th gen, 11th gen SIs, I mean. I feel like I rarely see them on the roads.
You know what? I want to say that because the SI came out during COVID.
A lot of people didn't buy it,
during that downfall of COVID. And we could be wrong, but literally that the downfall as far as the economy, right? And maybe because that's when dealers got greedy, remember? And they were like putting markups on an SI, and you're like, what?
I just buy an R for that. Man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, people were putting honestly, like 5-10 band markups.
If I really think about it, I think I probably only really had like maybe eight 11 Gen SIs come in for random stuff. But like, I've gotten more Integras come in than that. But the Integras, people were buying them for MSRP all day. I bought mine below MSRP. You know, all day long. You know, so it's kind of like a weird.
That's why I was shocked with the DE5. Right, so
The new one.
the new one, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was shocked that the markup was so high and like.
Well, remember they offered me a fucking. They offered me.
Yeah, but it was ridiculous. You could have bought.
No. But that was the
Oh, yeah.
that was the whole bells and whistle one. Talk about the other one. They offered me at MSRP.
Yeah, you could buy it at MSRP now, if you have a relationship.
If you need a car, let us know.
Yeah, low
I got
key.
you. I'll get you an Acura right now.
An Acura right now. Let's go.
I'll plug you up real quick. I got people.
I'm gonna go buy one as a daily.
Low key, they're good.
Flex move.
Yeah, so let's run down with that one.
All right, we had a little technical difficulty.
Yeah, we're back. But yeah, let's get back into it. I mean, I just had a couple questions about that Integra, about the wheel specs and stuff. So it was 18, 9.5 plus 38, offset. So, and then the big brake kit that it had was Genesis Brimbos. And then the rotors were Nissan Sentra V-Spec. So
talk about Frankenstein.
but it works. It's a good kit. Great on the track. Except for that one time where like the there was air in it and then like we almost crashed on the track. But you know, regardless, it was a good kit. But yeah, besides that, I mean, car was great. We did get rid of the car and we got a TLX now, so it's a 2-liter turbo all-wheel drive. Great car, love it. Track that. That car is fun. We talked about a little bit about that last time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean,
we did have a question from
one of your
from the viewers
last week, right?
About what's been your favorite project but it was kind of open-ended, right? Like it wasn't like at the shop or your favorite project. Yeah. So we'll just say at the shop. What was your favorite project at the shop?
At the shop. What did I? So I'm gonna say
yours or customer car.
What did I enjoy the most doing? It's really hard because honestly, like, I really enjoy doing
Ruben's FK.
Nah, he already bought that thing like that. So, but I don't know. I'm kind of like in
Lee's car. He said no.
I'm kind of just kind of torn because it's like.
All right, top two. What's the number 2? All right, what was the second place? Favorite. What was your second favorite?
I think the Ep.2 because I built that one with Jasmine.
Oh, sweet.
And we kind of like
worked on it together.
We worked on it together, and she really enjoyed it. So I think that one probably like my within the top 2. It's kind of hard because I'm kind of torn between which one was better. Well, I enjoyed it more. And I enjoyed that little car because it was just fun. That little car with like the new casers that we put into it, dude, it ripped. You remember I was like burning out like fucking 1, 2, just doing straight burnout. Yeah. It was a fun car, you know. It was a fun car. So okay. And then the other one.
Your favorite so far?
I can't. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna choose 2 because I'm torn between 2. Oh, the other one was the S2000, and because I enjoyed it because I liked the transition that from when I got it to what ended up happening with the motor and everything. You know, like how I ended up making it look like it looked. Because I felt like for me that was more like a scavenger hunt, and like I had to find things here. I had to make things work from like a different year, and you saw it when it got it, and then you saw it when we sold it. Like it was like a huge difference in how the car looked. And I enjoyed that car a lot because there was a lot of stuff that I could get, and I did a lot of spoon stuff. Oh my god, so much spoon stuff that we went and buy. You know,
maybe you realize I don't want one.
Yeah, it made
me realize I didn't want one.
But it definitely wasn't a car that I loved the most. Would I buy another S2000? Maybe if it was 100% completely stock and not do anything to it, probably. But not just to enjoy it. Would I build another one? For me, no. Forget that car. I would never buy another one for that. That purpose. Now, S2000 versus NSX. That's about it.
We're going to hurt feelings on that one.
No, so I'm pretty much torn between those 2. And then...
Team NSX.
L15 was L15 swap was definitely number three.
I would have thought that would have been your most favorite because of the
time I spent on it.
The time and just the complexity of it, because it was something that
it was fun, but it was quick.
But it was challenging.
No, that's the thing. It wasn't even that challenging because it's like.
Wow, I saw it as challenging because you took a
new motor
into a platform that doesn't have it. Yeah, you had what do you call it? Like
I feel that the problem is that we already had so much knowledge on this car, on the car that we were taking it out of.
Yeah,
and it's just like.
But you had see what I'm trying to get at is like I look at it as the whole, right?
Yeah.
So you taking the sound deadening off, removing this, removing that,
painting it,
doing all the behind the labor work, right? And then stripping it out, putting in the harness that, again, the harness was the easiest part for you guys. I'm not even gonna say all that, but just literally as far as like, just the complexity of having to figure out what you needed, what you don't, ABS, no ABS, this, that, like all that was, to me, looking at it like, okay, that is a lot.
And the great thing, I put that whole motor, like, scratch, everything.
And like you just said.
But see, that felt like work to me.
But see,
that's the problem.
What he just said was, to him, it didn't seem that complicated. But to you or me, who's looking on the outside looking in, literally, it does look super complicated. Because you're going to give me, if you give me a harness that's already set, plug and play into a car, I'm still going to probably have to figure it out. You're like, let's go. And I'm here, I'm like, okay, we just inserted it through the firewall. Let's figure out which way we're going to route it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, to you guys, the complexity of things is not that bad, but to the average people, and this is why
it may seem a lot more. Yeah, I can see that.
And I think that's why this platform that we do here is good, because you have the technical, we work on it, we're elbow deep in stuff every day, and the guy that literally
you're seeing it through.
I'm seeing it, and I mean, I have like 90s knowledge of my car, but like, again, when I used to work on cars, we weren't doing wiring. I could pull out the engine, the B16, I could have done the cams and stuff like that, but we're gonna get into the complexity of like doing the valve adjustment, all that. I was like, we had somebody to do that. You guys do that. I walked in at the shop the other day. You guys were doing that. Like all that is different, and that's why I think that's why I think this platform works as far as a podcast and our platform on our channel, because again, it offers the viewer a different, or you guys, right? Not even the viewer, right? It offers you guys two perspectives. That's why you hear me all the time saying, hey, Lewis, right? You go this way, and usually I get corrected. and I try not to edit that out just so you guys can catch on to those things. It's not that I don't know. It's just that, again, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not an idiot, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know certain steps that you guys do. And that's why I'm like, I ask certain questions, which, again, most people like that are doing it every day are like, what? Why would you do it like that, or da-da-da? And it's like, yeah, but the average person might ask that question. They might say,
they might think that
how come we don't route it this way? Because it's going to interfere with this. Or like with the oil cooler, which you guys will see, the oil cooler. I was so worried because the oil cooler line is like maybe an inch or a half an inch away from the belt. And then literally I'm like, hey, let's secure it with some zip ties. And these dudes are like, what, is it moving? No. Does it move when you start it or you accelerate it? No. I'm like, okay, then what's the problem? And I'm like, it's close to the belt. It's fine.
It's like, because there's no way else you can put it.
And that's what I'm saying, yeah. And like, to me, I'm looking at it, again, outside looking in, guys. But, that's what I'm saying. I hope that our platform kind of, gives you guys an avenue of just what to look at, like either from my standpoint, their standpoint, if you're looking to do it yourself. I hope it helps in every way. And I mean, in this podcast, I mean, again, it's about nothing. We're just two guys on a Sunday drinking coffee talking.
Yeah, that's kind of why though.
Bringing up topics.
Because, the real reason why we thought of even doing this is because, like, we talk like a lot on like daily or every other day, and we literally will be driving somewhere or, coming back from, and we'll be talking for like an hour. Like, dude, we literally just fucking talk for an hour about fucking nothingness, like about stupidity.
Random
thoughts and
if you should hear our talks, literally. The audio would be horrible.
Oh, you know what we were gonna talk about? About what happens when I drive?
Oh, guys. You know what? We're going to hang in there. I know we've already probably reached the hour mark here, but... All right. Let me set the picture here, okay? We're going to spend probably about 10 minutes on this, all right, guys? Just hang in there. You're going to appreciate this. Okay. I tell Lewis that he needs to get an in-cam or in-dash camera and record every time he's driving. Because Lewis literally is not a bad driver, which is subjective. But this guy is like a magnet. I'm talking about he pulls the aura from everything that can happen bad on the freeway. This guy pulls it. I mean, like literally every time I'm talking on the phone with him, holy mo, what the hell? Dude, this car just flipped over, just got hit. This truck almost swayed and hit this guy. Oh my God, this guy had a blowout. It's like this guy sees accidents all the time. I was like literally 5 minutes behind him on the freeway and he saw a crazy wreck in front.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, remind me to be in front of you, not behind you. Because literally and not to BS it, yesterday we went to go buy the mic you guys are listening to us on.
And then I jump in the car with them, right, from his house, and we're gonna go to the store.
And literally, there is a massive accident where a car got T-boned at an intersection like a mile from my house. I have never seen an accident in that area in the 2 years I've been there. I hop in the car with this guy for 5 minutes, and there's an accident. And every time, even when he drives with his wife, all the time, literally something's going on. That's why I'm like, this guy is dangerous, and
I've never been in an accident in my life, dude. It's just
knock on wood, please.
Yeah. but like I was saying, never been in an accident in my life, and dude, I see some crazy. Remember the one last week I told you, like 2 weeks ago, where there was a police chase, and the truck that was being chased went from the furthest left lane, and he fucking just did he did a right, and he crashed into the divider on the right hand side, and I was just like.
But you heard the key word, a police chase. When's the last time you've been in a police chase? I see them on TV. Literally, that's why, literally when we got in the...
I just think because I drive a lot.
We got in the FL5 and I was like, I don't feel safe. Not because the car's safe. I don't know what else.
Oh, and then today we're driving back up, and what runs across us?
A black cat. I'm telling you guys. Yeah. Hey, in the comments, please. Tell him he needs to get...
Someone send me a dash cam, bro.
Yeah. Type S, right? Type S. Send him a dash cam. Please, if you're listening, someone send him a dash cam. Literally, we'll post the footage. I'm dead serious.
Holy...
Yeah. Literally. Again, I know that was a tangent, but literally this guy is a magnet.
And I tell him, like, he doesn't believe me, but I'm just like, dude, it happens. Like, it just randomly.
The last time this was going on, he was telling me all this, and I'm like, I don't want to hear it. We're talking about some other topic. No. I don't want to hear it, dude, because it's like literally, I mean, this guy has seen it all. But anyways, guys,
I've seen some crazy things.
I think we're gonna cut it there. We'll see you guys next Tuesday again. I appreciate again all the support.
Our Sunday, your Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'll say Tuesday.
Well, that's when they're gonna watch us. But yeah, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate the comments. I know we brought up Ruben a lot.
We're gonna get him on.
Shout out Stealth for your comments.
Yeah.
You know, trusty labor assistant.
Dude, I think there was another question.
We want him. We want him. Bring him on. It's just his hours of operation aren't always working at these hours. But
I got a question. Would you guys build a Supra? No, I'm not gonna build a Supra. There's so many Supra shops already, bro. I don't want to be that guy. That I got a Supra just to be in the club, you know, just to. But they're cool cars, but I don't know. I don't really like them. They're like kind of whatever.
The new Supra or the old Supra?
The new one.
Oh, okay. But yeah, guys. Anyways, again, we appreciate the support. Thanks for watching. Thanks for clicking again. Oh, and we're so close to 1,000, guys. We're so close to 1,000 on the video. Help us get there. You know, Get your friends, neighbors, girlfriends, aunts, uncles.
Yeah, we're
The
really
people
close.
Lewis sees on the freeway, get into accidents. Get them, get everybody. Help us get to 1,000. We're still debating if we'll have a giveaway or something because we want this organic. We don't want to just have people join. We want you guys to want to watch us. So again, please get us to 1,000.
We're currently at 901.
Yeah, we're right there. Come on,
99
guys.
people, bro.
That's not that many, and for all of you guys that are not subscribed to the channel, because there is a huge amount. I look at the analytics and there's a huge amount of people that are not subscribed. Subscribe, hit that notification. We'll have this podcast on there. We're going to have a lot more videos. There's a lot of stuff. I told you we're hitting 2024 hard, and I'm really trying to provide more content. Well, actually not me, but we are trying to provide content that everybody wants to watch, that can learn from. And again, we want to educate as much as we can. That's what this is for. That's what this podcast is for. Again, it's just to talk to you guys, answer questions, engage with you guys. And if we have meets or we see you guys at meets, say what's up. And literally, if you guys have a suggestion for the pod, we're all ears. I mean, this is still growing. We want to grow. Just like he wants to grow his business, we want to grow this channel. And let's see what else we can make it, guys. And we'll do it together. I mean, honestly, we'll do it together because this is what it's about.
But we're close.
But we're close. But anyways, from myself, trusty labor assistant who's at home, asleep probably, and from the 4-county, 3-state edge champion, Lewis. We'll catch you guys out on the next one. And